Hey friends, welcome to Black Metal and Brews Mailbag time. Tonight, because it is night, I've had a noisy neighbor thing. We're going to have a beer with it because it's like 11 p.m. This is Brasserie du Ciel's Péché Mortel. It's an imperial stout brewed with real coffee, I guess as opposed to fake coffee, not sure. This is the last in a series of birthday gifts that my dear friend Yu Satakuni gave to me as a gift, so thank you. Good dude. This was imported by a company based out of Belchertown, Massachusetts. That fact means nothing to me, but given that I have Crohn's, pretty much everything I eat makes me belch, especially beer. Speaking of, yeah, I had a peanut butter and jelly a little bit ago. So, hope you've all been well. I'm sure you've noticed I've been trying to be a little more prolific in my videos, and I hope that you've been enjoying the fruits of my labors. As long as I got something to review, I'll keep doing these. So if you've got stuff you'd like to see in one of these mailbag videos, any mail I have that's got music in it now is getting opened on camera, period. That's just how it goes. Smells great. Oh boy, that's rich smelling. And yeah, I'm using my computer screen behind this for extra light. Hi. I'm glad we have the cat grooming herself as one of the highlights of this video. Definitely strong coffee scent. Really solid, bubbly. Bubbly. The foam here is really solid. It's hanging together. Anyway, let's check out some packages. Gonna just set this on paper towel here. Round one. This came from Sibir Records, out of Brooklyn. For those who don't know, Sibir Records is a label run by members of the band Yellow Eyes. They use it to release all their personal projects, including Lista Lost. Gosh, get it without that glare on it. Like, it's so helpful to have the computer screen here, but like, anyway, Lista Lost. Magnificent black metal project from, I believe this is Will's personal project. Regardless, I don't know. It's awesome. Beautiful little tape. The fact that this isn't sold out, I think they made 200 of them. Yeah, composed and performed by Will, produced by Sam. So the brothers, working hard, working together. This is just lovely music. This is, if you check on Bandcamp, this is like the album cover. Which way is up? I don't know. Figure it out for yourself. Absolutely worth your time, absolutely worth your money. Great band. I promise you there's going to be a video of me drinking a beer and listening to this, because you know how I do. I've been trying to get people to listen to Yellow Eyes since I started my blog, basically. Now I guess I need to get you to listen to their side projects now that Yellow Eyes is finally actually touring. They're hitting the West Coast in a month. So good, so pumped. I know they're not hitting like the entire country, but gosh, ooh, that's really nice. If you have a chance to see them, do it. I saw them, I'm sure most of you already knows, when I was in Brooklyn right before I went to Roadburn. Amazing live, and I totally dropped the ball and didn't even have earplugs or anything. And, so like I was doing this by the end because I'm a ding-dong, but it was great. It was great, and I'm sure it's going to be even better to catch them on tour. So, do it. I only have one other package for us today, so I'll try and spend some time really lovingly examining this instead of doing what I usually do. This one came from Pent-Up release, just out of Seattle. I know what's in here, but I'll wait to display it on camera. This one, the artist and I spoke recently about this, so I knew this was coming. I tend to know generally what's coming, but sometimes I forget. I'm a forgetful, kind of clumsy, confusey person. But this is going to be really good. This is one I'm really excited about because I don't often get noise records. And this is one that I'm especially excited by because it's got a newer to me act and an act that's well established. This is a little thank you letter from the artist. Oh, and of course, now that a box has been opened, our interest has been piqued. There we go. Look, there's a box there for you to check out. So while Jareth checks out the box, I'm going to check out its contents. Good deal? Great deal. I believe the label is run entirely by one Felicia, who is performs with the moniker of masturbatory dysfunction, which I can only show this sticker from a distance on YouTube or whatever, but you know, there are certain things on it that maybe, I don't know, the human body is really offensive after all. Whatever. And then gosh, I'm just gonna go out on a limb and say, yep, that's the masturbatory dysfunction logo. So super cool. This is a split between Blue Sabbath Black Cheer and, you guessed it, masturbatory dysfunction. So I'm really excited to hear this. So excited to check this out. I mean, look at that. That's just black on black on black. There's no label. I mean, there's, you know, information on the inner, you know, there's etchings there so that I can tell what side I'm on at least. You know, that's not exactly ornate, and that's totally fine. If anything, sometimes that kind of aesthetic does really well for me. It adds to whatever mystery there is. Just gonna make sure there's not something else hanging out in here. It totally is. More stickers. See if I can leave these around town and see how long they last before somebody gets offended. Because again, the human body is, you know, a real thing to be troubled by. Okay, there's a lot going on in here. There's a lot of information in this. I mean, I was informed that there would be, but so album cover, you know, super cool. So Blue Sabbath Black Cheer side is just called Death, and then there's Hole 1, 2, and 3, and Wet Paper Bag for the masturbatory dysfunction side. Really not sure how much of these sorts of things I can show in here before this thing gets me in trouble, so trying to not show you anything for too terribly long. There's some really cool collage work here for the masturbatory dysfunction side that I really shouldn't show you, which tells me and tells you that you should just get yourself a copy. Explaining, you know, that it was recorded in 2009 and 2012 by Felicia Gaggins, the musician in question. Remastered for vinyl. Pretty standard fare there. Here's the Blue Sabbath Black Cheer thing, which I can display to you because it's just a scary, scary skull. Death. It shows who's involved because there have been a lot of folks involved in Blue Sabbath Black Cheer. Kind of a Seattle noise institution and just noise in general. They're one of the first names I ever heard in the genre. I can't say they won me over on first listen because God knows it was horrifying to my ears when I was newer to it. But as time goes on, you know, so is my taste and really into it. Ooh. And accompanying this is the Brown Bag Rag, which cover those offensive, you know, lines there. It's the zine from the artist, featuring, looks like, stories about people wearing brown bags over their heads, photographs of such things. It's pretty comprehensive, actually. Some really cool, interesting stuff in here. Definitely scummy in all the right ways, totally voyeuristic and creepy. This is pretty rad. Let's see, what can I show you? I guess I can show you this page. Look at that. Okay, first off, look at that. Spooky guy. People with brown bags over their heads. Very extreme, and I really wish I could show you more. The puritanical nature of things these days is just absurd. But I'd rather show you some of this than none of this. Human body is really damaging for you all. There's another cool one, another cool little illustration. Yeah, so, okay, here we go. It says, nothing says masturbatory dysfunction like listening to noise while you get off to chicks with brown bags on their heads in the zine. So, it's meant to be pretty depraved, which is pretty much the project's entire purpose. So, again, covering anything that might potentially offend or cause harm here. So this is pretty gnarly. This is almost intentionally a juxtaposition of, what may be kink to some, but also just kind of gross, unsettling. I think that's going to go really well with the aggressive synth noise that I've heard from this artist. So fascinated by that. Honestly, because this can't hurt people, I'm probably going to play some of this on the radio. It's going to be really fun. Just because noise, it's only as vulgar as you make it, I guess. Anyway, that's tonight's video. This beer is actually really good, so even though I didn't give it a big shout, I'll throw a link to the brewery in there. I love a good coffee stout, and this one is good, if not on the better side of good. So, I'm Ben. This is Jared. Thanks for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful day, night, whatever it is for you. Cheers. Bye.